My name is Piper Kerman, and I'm the author of Orange is the New Black, My Year in a Women's Prison, which recounts the 15 months, well, the 13 months of a 15-month sentence that I spent in federal prison as a prisoner. When I went to prison, I was 34 years old, and I had spent very little time around teenagers since I was a teenager, but I suddenly found myself living with many, many young women who are 18 and 19 years old, women who were just old enough to no longer be put into the juvenile justice system, but rather be put into federal prison. And so that was a really interesting experience for me to live with those young women and to grow close with many of them. If you're 18 or 19 years old and you find yourself locked up in federal prison, you have probably had a pretty tough go of it already during your childhood, and that was really true of the young women that I met. There's many people in the book, a young woman called Amy in the book, a young woman called Pensatucky in the book, a woman named Pom Pom. And I think about those young women and what they had been through already before they found themselves in prison. And what you saw again and again with those young, teenagers basically in federal prison was that they were very, very hungry for attention and would respond very positively to positive attention and really negatively to negative attention. And unfortunately, the way that the correctional system works, especially the adult correctional system, is that it's pretty rare to get positive attention from any quarter whatsoever. And it's just an incredible missed opportunity when it comes especially to juveniles. That opportunity to really create change in a life at a point when a person is very, very receptive to new information, to, again, positive attention and positive reinforcement, is crucial and, again, a real missed opportunity. And I think that's why juvenile justice systems and improving and reforming juvenile justice systems is critically and crucially important, because when I think about levers for change in our criminal justice system, I think about things like juvenile justice or the probation or parole system as the real huge opportunities to create change for millions of people. What I saw time and time again with the young women that I was incarcerated with, the very young women, the teens, was that they needed contact with their families. They often had very complicated and sometimes really difficult relationships with their families, but they needed that contact with their families in one form or another. Families can have broad definitions, but that's something that people would talk about a lot. Their relationship with their dad or their mom or their siblings or their children in many cases. A lot of teens in the system have children of their own. So that's something that they need really specifically to succeed, is that lifeline back to the outside world, even if they're incarcerated. And they need an enormous amount of positive reinforcement rather than negative reinforcement around the changes that they're going to have to make in their life in order to not stay in the criminal justice system. I think many teens in the system need alcohol and drug treatment and access to some form of mental health care. They may be suffering from straight up mental illness, or they may be going through what we might call behavioral health issues. But they definitely need that, especially, a lot of people in the criminal justice system need it, but especially the teens.